गुड मॉर्निंग टू ऑल ऑफ यू। आज हम पढ़ने जा रहे हैं एक बहुत फेमस नॉवल एंड द नेम ऑफ दैट नॉवल इज आजादी। दिस नॉवल इज रिटन बाय ए फेमस नॉवलिस्ट whose name is Chaman Nahal. He was a very famous novelist of India. अगर हम उनके जॉब प्रोफाइल की बातचीत करें, then first of all he served in Rajasthan University as assistant professor. Thereafter he joined Delhi University as the professor of English. ये नॉवल चमन नाहल जी के द्वारा 1975 में लिखा गया। दिस नॉवल डील्स विद द थीम ऑफ पार्टीशन। हमारा देश दैट इज इंडिया 1947 में आजाद हुआ था। तो उसी समय एक बहुत बड़ी ट्रेजेडी इंडिया में हुई, दैट वाज द पार्टीशन ऑफ इंडिया इन टू कंट्रीज। फर्स्ट ऑफ देम वाज इंडिया एंड सेकंड ऑफ देम वाज पाकिस्तान। तो ये नॉवल कंप्लीटली इसी थीम को डेलिनेट करता है। Chaman himself went through this tragic saga of partition. He himself became the victim of the gory incidents of partition. In this way, we can say that Azadi, that was written by Chaman Nahal, is an autobiographical account. अगर हम इस नॉवल के कंपोजिशन की बातचीत करें, दिस नॉवल हैज बीन डिवाइडेड इन 3 पार्ट्स. The name of the first part is Lull. The name of the second part is, the name of the first part is The Lull. Name of the second part is The Storm. And the third one is The Aftermath. As the title itself indicates, lull means the time of peacefulness. The storm means the time of turbulence and disturbance. The aftermath means the incidents or the scenario that was before the people of India after the partition. So हम इस नॉवल को धीरे धीरे सिस्टमेटिकली पढ़ते हैं and each and everything will be very clear. ये नॉवल अनेक यूनिवर्सिटी के सिलेबस में भी प्रिस्क्राइब किया गया है, जैसे कि राजस्थान यूनिवर्सिटी ने भी ग्रेजुएशन लेवल पर इसको प्रिस्क्राइब किया है। तो हम देखते हैं कि इस नॉवल में आखिरकार क्या क्या है। सबसे पहले हम फर्स्ट पार्ट के बारे में पढ़ेंगे, दैट इज द लल। This novel opens with the discussion about the important announcement that was to be made by the Viceroy of India, that was Lord Mountbatten. So it was the time of June 1947. People are very curious to know about the announcement that was to be made by the Viceroy of India. The chief protagonist of the novel is Lala Kanshiram. He was a grain merchant, grain merchant in the city of Sialkot. In the city of Sialkot. He was living there as a tenant. He was a very famous personality of the city of Sialkot. He was living there as a tenant of BB Amarwati. BB Amarwati. BB Amarwati was a woman. She was a landlady who had built up so many houses, and out of those houses, Lala Kasiram also had one house. Lala Kasiram was living there along with his wife, whose name was Prabharani. Prabharani. The name of his son was Arun. He also had a daughter whose name was Madhu. So he was the chief. He's the chief protagonist of the novel. In Baby Amarwati's house, so many families are living. Out of them, the prominent family was of Lala Kashiram. Other families were also there. Out of them, we can talk about Singh family. Singh family was also there. Or Sikh family. This family include Sardar Jodha Singh, Sardar Jodha Singh, Sardar Teja Singh, Teja Singh, Sardar Niranjan Singh, Isar Kaur, the home of Singh family was very adjacent to the family of Lala Kashira. Sardar Jodha Singh was Sardar Teja Singh's father, and Sardar Teja Singh was Isar Kaur's father, and Sardar Niranjan Singh was Isar Kaur's husband. So they were living happily. They did not have any problem with them. Everything was going smoothly. Isar Kaur and Prabharani had a very good congenial relationship between them. They talked about so many things in a very interesting and very joking way. Other families were also living there. उनमें बाकी फैमिली भी है. बाकी फैमिली में एक खुद फैमिली बीबी अमरवाटी की भी है. She is the landlady बीबी अमरवाटी. She is the head of the family. The name of her husband was Gangu Mool. The name of her son was Suraj Prakash. Prakash. And the name of Suraj Prakash's wife was Sunanda. So they were living also there in a very um, peaceful and coherent way with other families. Bibi Amravati was a very, she was a very intelligent lady. Gangupur was a very was a very lazy person. He was dominated by her, by his wife. Suraj Prakash was also not so very intelligent. Sunanda Bala was a very uh, specimen of beauty. Specimen of beauty. So this was also a very uh, systematic family. Other families were also there, like Padmini. Padmini. She was a charwoman. Charwoman means a woman who earns her wages daily on daily basis. She had a daughter whose name was Chandni. She was Padmini's daughter. So this is another family that was living in Bibi Amarvati's house. One more family was there, Mukunda's mother. Mukunda himself. So these were the families living there in a friendly and peaceful way. All this happened uh, in a very smooth way until or unless the announcement was not made. As soon as the announcement was made, all the residents of Bibi Amarvati were full of doubts because the announcement was nothing except about the partition of India in two countries. One of them was to be India, and the second one of them was to be Pakistan. In this way, their mind was completely disturbed. They were not sure about the future course of action that was to be taken by the government. So, as soon as the announcement was made, one more thing is to be noted down here is that in Sialkot, all the communities were living in a very friendly way, in a very congenial environment. They did not have any hatred towards each other. They did not have any feeling that he was the Muslim or he was the person from Hindu community. They did not have any notion like that. But the announcement of partition created such a gulf between the followers of different religions that their attitude towards each other, their thinking about each other was completely changed. As we can talk about one hookah manufacturer who was living with Lala Kasiram. His name was Abdul Ghani. Abdul Ghani. He was a hookah manufacturer. Means he used to make hookahs. Earlier, he used to love Arun very much. He talked about Lala Kasiram's family. He also had some gossips with Lala Kasiram. And Lala Kasiram also helped him whenever it was a time of need. But with the announcement, his mind was completely poisoned. He did not want to help them. He became completely revengeful. He wanted to take revenge on Lala Kasiram and other um, followers of Hinduism. So Abdul Ghani's was attitude completely changed. But it will be very wrong to say that it happened with all the um, followers of different communities. No, there were some persons who remained unchanged in spite of the announcement of partition. They were sure, they were confirmed that we are going to be divided into countries. But they did not change. They, they still had the humanitarian feelings in their minds. One of them was Chaudhry, Chaudhry Barkat Ali. Chaudhry Barkat Ali. He was Lala Kasiram's friend. They were fast friends. They were close friends. He became very sad whenever he heard the news of Hindu and Muslim riots. He was very much disturbed because he came to know that the friendship between them was to be broken. If it was not to be broken, it was to be weakened. As such type of environment was prevailing there. So Chaudhry Barkat Ali, if you talk about Chaudhry Barkat Ali's family, he himself was the head. The name of his wife was Begum Barkat Ali. He had a son whose name was Munir, and the name of his daughter was Nurul Nisar, who was popularly known as Noor. Noor or Kasiram's son Arun loved each other very much. And this was not a secret. This was not a hidden fact. Both the families were very much aware about this fact, but they did not have any objection. This shows the open-mindedness of Chaudhry Barkat Ali's family and Lala Kasiram's family. Because during that time of that tensionized environment, that dogma, strict dogma about religion, they were very frank. So Noor and Arun loved each other very much. Even Munir was also aware about this fact, but he also did not have any objection. They loved each other very much. They were the lovebirds. They enjoyed the company of each other. Even in the college campus, they wanted to mm, steal some moments. Not only wanted, they got some moments to meet each other. Even sometimes they ran in the fields. They loved each other. They kissed each other. They embraced each other. It was the time which made their heart into a single entity. Their emotions became the emotion of one person. So all this was between them, but the announcement of partition completely disturbed each and everything. Even it had impact on Noor and Arun's uh, love. Arun wanted to marry um, Noor, but the changed environment because of the partition of India changed their attitude as well. Because Arun was very aware of the fact that he would have to go to India, and Sialkot was allotted to Pakistan. That's why it had some impact in their minds. But Noor still did not want to lose Arun. That's why she said to Arun, Arun, आप जाओ मत, हम शादी कर लेंगे। और आपने पहले भी कहा था कि मैं आपके लिए धर्म चेंज कर लूंगा, धर्म चेंज कर लो। बट इट वॉज दिस पार्टीशन कि अरुण के माइंड में था कि नहीं, तुम ही कर लो, तुम क्यों नहीं कर लेते। लेकिन नूर का कहना यह था कि समाज हमारा इस तरह का है, तुम आदमी हो, और आदमी होने के कारण आपकी इच्छा चल सकती है, मेरी इच्छा नहीं चलेगी। And that day they had some exchange of hot words, and both of them went to their homes. So they had a very bad impression on the love relation between Noor and Arun. Abdul Ghani, Abdul Ghani, as I have already told, he was a very famous hookah manufacturer. His mind was completely changed. Now, the Muslims of Sialkot wanted to take out a procession of enjoyment because Sialkot was given to Pakistan. And it was the general notion, it was the general news that in Pakistan, only Muslims will live, and in India, only Hindus will live. That's why they were rejoicing, they were enjoying, they were ready to take out a procession. The participants of procession, they were full of frenzy, they were full of enthusiasm, they were angry, they were um, crying loudly, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Pakistan Jindabad, Pakistan Jindabad। इस तरह का भयानक शोर वहां पर सुनाई दे रहा था। इससे हिंदू मोहल्ला के जो रहने वाले लोग थे वो बहुत ज्यादा डरे हुए थे। प्रोसेस में चल रहा था। हिंदू मोहल्ला के जो लोग हैं वो देख रहे थे कि शायद हमारे यहाँ तो वो लोग आएंगे नहीं, लेकिन हो सकता आ भी जाए, इसलिए उन्होंने उस मोहल्ले के दोनों तरफ के गेट बंद कर दिए। दे फास्टेंड द गेट्स। लेकिन जो प्रोसेशनिस्ट थे वो हिंदू मोहल्ला के गेट के सामने आकर रुक गए, and they were calling out, "Open the gate! Open the gate! Open the gate!" But no one came out to open the gate. Then the inspector, police inspector, came there. Inayat Ullah Khan. Inayat Ullah Khan. Inayat Ullah Khan. He reached there and he said to the inhabitants of the mohalla that to open the gate, but no one was ready to open the gate. Then the inspector of the police, Inayat Ullah Khan, ordered the policemen to push and open the gate. They were also ordered to break the gate. He had some Sikh um, police constables with him, and he ordered them, but they did not move on because they knew that this in this mohalla Hindus are living, and along with Hindus, Sikhs are also living. They were not ready, but because of the warnings